Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala syarafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Okay, today I would like to give a quite long lecture. If we can finish, it's good. If not, we continue in Thursday. Right? Okay, today's topic is GIS Software Vendors. Okay, I think I have a few slides mention what is software vendors in the earlier lah, in the I think lecture 1 or lecture 2. Okay, talking about who are the software developers ataupun software vendors, especially for GIS lah. Yeah. Alright. But today we are going to look in details. What are they and who are they? Sebelum saya start, teruskan. Ada soalan?
Saya tak ada lagi kot.
Tak ada ya? Okay. Right. In introduction, there is a company that do some IT market research and technology assessment named Daratex Incorporations, where they produce an annual estimate about the size and characteristic of the GIS markets. It's quite long. They have already started studying about this one. So in 2003, they listed that the main players in the worldwide GIS software market are Esri, Intergraph, Autodesk, and GE Energy. Yeah. So in this started 2003. Yeah. So we will look some history lah. Yeah. So the second players include Leica Geosystem, IBM, and MapInfo. Yeah. In 2003, MapInfo the MapInfo software, the vendor's name is MapInfo. Still not yet Pitney Bowes, so I put it in the bracket, Pitney Bowes, right? So this is shown in these charts. GIS software vendor share in 2003 from Daratex, and so it's shown that the SD is the biggest options, pilihan lah, for the GIS market. So Esri, the biggest one. Next is Intergraph, followed by Autodesk, IBM, GE Energy, Leica, MapInfo, and others. Others considered as a small software, or even some related GIS software. So this is in 2009, the traditional GIS leading suppliers, software services, hardware, worldwide revenue forecast. This is the forecast gained by Daratex Incorporation in 2009. What they forecast is Esri will get around more than 770 billions US dollar, followed by Intergraph, GE Energy, MDA, Bentley, Pitney Bowes, MapInfo, Autodesk, Leica Geosystem, Logica, Scikit, Geomatics. So still, Esri is the leaders. If you look at this, dia panggil apa ya? Forecast. And then 2012, Geospatial software revenue of select companies. Esri is still considered the leader, followed by Intergraph, Bentley, Autodesk, MapInfo, and others. Right. So in 2012, Esri revenue is 1.4 billions. Quite big number. Right. So in this statement by Zhang, Drew and Kyo in 2012 in their paper Present State and Trends of the Geoinformation Industry in China in the journal named Sustainability. A quote from their paper. So the GIS industry has developed rapidly in recent years. So the statistical data of Daratech Incorporation, which is a well-known consulting company in the USA, indicates that the growth rate of the global GIS industry was 1% in 2009 because of the global economic crisis. So in contrast, the growth rate in 2007 and 2008 were 17.4 and 11 respectively. So however, the total output of the global GIS industry market was 4.4 billion in 2010, which is 10.3 larger than that in 2009. So in 2011, the total output of the global GIS industry was 5 billion. So which is 8.3% larger than that into 2010. So what is that meaning? That the GIS industry contribute a very big number in the business. All right. Then continue in 2017. So the GIS industry, or the global GIS market, the key drivers and figures, they are divided into a software segment, government sector, and a pack market. So the GIS software segment in GIS was valued at 5.24 billion in 2016 and is expected to reach 8.47 billion by 2021. Ini expected lah, but due to COVID, I'm not sure lah. Recent study, so far tak dapat sangat. Stay searching what is the recent finding due to the COVID. So since COVID, many industry dia punya kita panggil sebenarnya menguncup lah. But still, software is still being used, but there are no more dia punya panggil enlargement into the industry. So so the global market growth from 2016 to 2021, so it should be an increasing from 11.85 billion to 17.72 billions. So ada increasing around 5.87. Ni expected lah. But still, as I said, I didn't found any recent study due to COVID. Okay, so this market research report presents a comprehensive analysis of the global GIS market based on end-user segments such as the government, natural resources, utility, military, and telecommunication sectors. Additionally, the report also provides an analysis of the market growth by products, including software, data, and services, and by geography. In the area of the Americas, APEC, and EMEA. So what they found that the market will be accelerating, growing at a CAGR. There is a economic term. I'm not very familiar with this one. Over 10% from 2017 to 2022. So there is an incremental growth of 6.67 billion. But again, ini expectation before COVID. Before COVID. Mungkin kena buat sikit study lah. Mungkin why what's happened the post COVID, ataupun kita nak kata kita masih lagi lah dalam COVID. So what happened to the GIS industry? This is if you do some study, using Google timeline. Then you can see some patterns of the popularity of the keywords used. Ni study from 2004 until 2020. Yeah, the blue charts or the blue bar here, represent here the lines. Is ArcGIS. Yeah. Second is a map info. Yeah. The third is a small world. Fourth is AutoCAD map, and the fifth is GeoMedia. Okay? So if you use this keyword, so you will see some key some trend, of the popularity of searching, from the users around the world, in the Google timeline. So you will see that the most popular product is of course ArcGIS, which is from Esri. Second is map info, but they are decreasing. And small world, AutoCAD, and few GeoMedia considered quite balanced, but not so popular. This is if you do some comparison between the product like ArcGIS and open source software such as QGIS. Okay, so starting in consider around 2013, so the popularity of QGIS software is increasing, increasing. From to around 2013 until today. Maybe one day dia akan potong lah, potong dekat ArcGIS software, in term of their popularity. So we'll see it later. Right. And global GIS market 2018 to 2020, what they found that according to the Technoveos GIS market research analysis, another company that doing some market research, the rising application of GIS solutions in disaster management will be one of the key factors fueling the growth of GIS market size during the next few years. So in terms of disaster management, kalau mungkin you dah belajar kan what is the disaster, one of the big application for us, disaster, earthquake, floods, apa lagi, typhoon, storm, so that's considered disaster lah. There are many type of disaster. Even kalau you kata tsunami, so that's also including in the disaster management study. Okay, will be one of the key factors fueling the growth of GIS market size during the next few years, with the growing usage of GIS solution in different systems, including forest, fire management, flood management, and carbon management. GIS technology has emerged as an effective tool for disaster management. So the technology provides data on geography and any deviation in the typical data inspected by experts. So the result in the heavily dependent of the government and natural resources sectors on GIS solution. So Technoveos market research analysts have predicted that GIS market will register as in a CAGR of more than 10% by 2022. Again, the study conducted in 2018, predict for 2022, before the era of COVID. Instead of disaster management, they're also looking for water resources for agriculture and conservation purposes. So they also look for technology for soil and water management. So there are a few things that we have to look forward, right? Okay, that's the trend, the increasing of the popularity and who are the market leaders. From the earlier lah. Earlier of the study, 2000, early 2000 something until today. And if you go to the Wikipedia, you can just simply look for a list of GIS companies. GIS companies. Maybe they are quite similar meaning with GIS software vendors. Right. And if you go to the wiki, there are during my checks, there are 44 company. But maybe after this they will increase. To another numbers. So this is from wiki again. A notable commercial or proprietary GIS software. Especially for desktop GIS. So there are many company that being listed here. Such as WebInfo, Autodesk, Bentley, Adas, Esri, GIS, Intergraph, Remote View, Small World, Supermap, and few others. So you can go to this link at the wiki. But my advice that don't use wiki as your main sources. You can use as a reference lah, but not as a main, because anyone can update here. So in term of the dia panggil apa dia panggil dia punya apa kebenaran tu, the truth. So if somebody change, somebody edit, so that there is no process of authorize ataupun acknowledge it. So dia tak ada second review. Right, that's some introduction of the GIS software vendors and their popularity until today. So after this, I will go to the first GIS software vendors. So since Esri is the most popular software developer, GIS software developer until today. Alright, who is this Esri? ESRI, we pronounce it Esri. So okay, sebenarnya ni ngacau lah. Right, ArcGIS is developed by a company called Environmental System Research Institute Incorporations. So they take the ESRI, so create the acronym Esri. Esri. So their headquarters is in Redlands, California, and with offices throughout the world. Oh, sorry, saya punya ni ngacau lah pula. Headquartered in Redlands, California, and with offices throughout the world, Esri was founded in 1969 by Jack and Laura Benjamin. Jack and Laura Benjamin. So saya pun tak lahir lagi masa ni. Dia dah establish their company, name as Esri. So the name remain until today, from 1969 until today. But due to some rules, if you want to establish a company in other places or a country, you have to use you have to use a local company. So in Malaysia, they call it Esri Malaysia. Dia walaupun ada Esri, tapi dia tambah Esri Malaysia. So lead by somebody as the boss lah, ataupun dia punya company representative. Okay, so the Jack and Laura Benjamin, who to this day are president and vice president as a privately held consulting firm that specialize in land use analysis projects. Okay, dalam this year, in the earlier years, there is no field very clear that said that geophonetic ataupun GIS. Okay, so kalau if you look for land use analysis, kan siapa yang orang yang buat kerja ni, land use analysis? Rasa-rasa?
Partial analyst kot.
Kuat sikit. Farah?
Partial analyst. Partial analyst.
Puzzle?
Partial.
Spatial. Yelah, memanglah spatial. Tapi dia ada bidang yang tertentu lah kan, ataupun dia punya kerjaya dia ataupun nama kerja tu. Okay, kalau land use ni kebanyakannya kebanyakannya orang planner. Planner. Kalau land use map, kalau sampai sekarang pun siapa who produce land use map, most of the field from planner. Kalau orang pada jabatan perancang, planning department. Right. So the early mission of ESRI focused on the principles of organizing and analyzing geographic information, and the projects included developing plans for rebuilding the city of Baltimore, Maryland, and assisting Mobile Oil in selecting a site for the new town of Reston, Virginia. So kalau you tengok kat sini, who is the specific person ataupun field for this type of projects. So kebanyakan kalau nak buat study about or planning a city, mesti orang planning. Kalau surveyor, ada yang kata, kurang kata land surveyor. Land surveyor do the technical work, dia tak buat planning. Once they plan, for example, macam dulu, macam mana nak masa dulu dia nak Malaysia nak buat new airports, nak buat new airport, so dia mesti ada beberapa size yang dia pilih, but at the end they choose, dulu kita panggil Sepang Airports, airport Kuala Lumpur International Airport at Sepang. Dia Sepang dengan KL tu jauh sebenarnya, kan? Jauh. Tapi at the end dia jadi KLIA. Sebab the biggest city is KL lah. Tapi yang site sebenarnya dekat Sepang. Who choose that sites? Biasanya there are lots of study, but the main person ataupun yang do the study is from planner. Okay, so this is the two early project that use GIS for rebuilding the city and also selecting sites in the Reston, Virginia. Dua-dua site, saya US saya tak pernah sampai lagi, so tak boleh nak cerita lah US. Right, so this is Mr. Jack Benjamin. As I know, still alive, masih hidup lagi sampai sekarang. Okay, so he is a landscape architect. Okay, so usually planner dengan architect ni they are working together. That's why they dekat UTM they are in their dulu satu fakulti lah. Architect, planner. But architect they are divided into two. The first is landscape sorry, the first is the building architect, second is a landscape architect. Tapi kat UTM panggil architect saja. Kemudian yang kedua tu baru dipanggil landscape architect. So a landscape architect by training, Jack Benjamin founded Esri in 1969 with a vision that a mapping and analysis framework could provide a deeper understanding of our world and help us design a better future. As founder and president of Esri, Benjamin leadership and vision stimulates the ongoing innovation of GIS technologies that enable people to make insightful decision and improve the quality of life everywhere. Right. So Benjamin ataupun Jack Benjamin very active in seminar and conference usually in US lah. Talking about the GIS software. So this is the headquarters in 1969 in Redlands, US. So it's very small, tapi dia punya ni tak adalah begitu media tak terlalu highlight dia, tak macam Facebook, Google kan. Sebab walaupun JIS ni compare dengan lain-lain dia masih kecil lagi lah. Dia punya portion tu masih kecil. Contribution dia kepada bidang-bidang lain ada, tapi still boleh katakan small, very small. Right. So this is 1969. Their headquarters in Redlands. In 1973, Esri delivers first commercial developed statewide GIS for Maryland. So this is one of the products, the maps that they produced in 1973. Tengok teknologi 1973. Kalau kita dah belajar pasal computers, some history yang kita dah tengok hari tu, computer during that time very, kalau kita panggil sekarang masih macam primitive lah. Primitive. No desktop PC yet. Yes, many of them in the Unix environment ataupun kita panggil in the workstation. So very expensive computers. But this year they can produce a very good map. With colors and so on. Good symbology and cartographic presentation. Right. So during the 1980s, Esri devoted its resources to developing and applying a core set of application tools that could be applied in a computer environment to create a geographic information system. In 1982, Esri launched its first commercial GIS software called ArcInfo. So this is the starting points for commercial GIS software 1982 yang agak popular lah. If you see this one, this is the software that they develop still not being published for commercial. Ini dipanggil sebagai commercial project saja for Maryland. Commercial projects, not the software yet. But the first product from Esri started in 1982 called ArcInfo. Usually dia punya spelling ni capital A dan smaller RC slash with capital I and FO. Depend lah, ada buku tulis semua besar, ada tulis yang kecil sikit. So it combine computer display of geographic features such as points, lines, and polygons, which is used in the ARC software with a database management tool for assigning attribute to these features. So they divided it for spatial data in ARC and for attribute in info. So that's why the combination comes ArcInfo. Okay. So originally designed to run on mini computers, ArcInfo was the first modern GIS software system. Right. The early version of the software, they runs on mainframe, which is in Unix-based version. Yeah. Arcs refer to the line segment of the map elements. Info refers to the information in database system. Okay. So in order to instruct the software, you need to use what we call as a AML. It stands for Arc Macro Language. Okay. So basically, as I said previously in others lecture, every software they have their own language to control and to manage the software. So in our info, the language name is the AML, Arc Macro Language. Okay. Dia panggil language. Basically, this quite similar concept as a scripting. Not like programming language. They are more to scripting language. Right. This is an example of kita panggil tadi lah. Yang tadi ni panggil apa tadi? Mainframe. Mainframe. So this is the computers. This is quite modern lah. Ini tahun sekitar tahun 80-an 90-an. Saya pernah guna komputer ni. Tapi pada masa tu rasa sangat canggih lah. sangat advance dah kan. Kat company saya pun tak banyak ada komputer ni. So we use for development and then testing. Very expensive lah. You see this is a CRT monitor, and that's dia punya CPU, CPU, keyboards and the mouse. Masa ni canggih lah, tapi sekarang kalau kita tengok primitifnya. Okay. So they call it as a Sun Spark Station 20. Ini agak canggih. Alright. This is another computer that being used for another version of ArcInfo, but for PC. Because in the 1980s start the era of PC, personal computer. Because masa ni many computers in 1980s produced by IBM. IBM. Tapi IBM sekarang ni pun dah hilang lah. Dia ada, tapi dia dah tenggelam dengan market new software developer, bukan software, PC ataupun computers software, computers hardware developer, seperti HP, apa lagi, HP, Apple dan lain-lain lagi lah. Tapi one of the popular software computer developer in this era is IBM. Kalau dulu siapa pakai IBM tu kira popular lah, kira sangat popular. In this era, most of the monitor in mono screen. Mono screen ni kita panggil dia satu color, whether it's a black and white or black and green punya color, black and white or black and green. Mungkin you tak pernah tengok lah. Kalau dulu saya banyak belajar main game dulu. Zaman dulu pun dah ada game dekat komputer. So nak attract orang guna komputer tu, dia buat game lah. Macam-macam game enggak. Canggih juga game pada masa tu. Walaupun dia black and white ataupun black and green. Color dia ada dua, kita panggil mono aja. Okay, so this is the CPU, with a floppy disk. Yang kalau besar macam ni dipanggil 5-inch floppy disk, with the keyboard and the mouse. Okay. Previously, they produced info in a Unix environment. After that, in 1986, we have PC info. So dia punya nama panggil sebagai PC info. So as the technology shifted OS, first to Unix and later to Windows, Esri evolved software tools that took advantage of these new platforms. So this shift enabled users of Esri software to apply the principle of distributed processing and data management. So in 1990s brought more change and evolutions. So the global presence of Esri grew with the release of ArcView. An affordable, relatively easy to learn desktop mapping tool, which ships around 10,000 copies in the first 6 months of 1992. Okay. Okay. The problem with these kinds, PC info ni quite similar with the Unix environment, with Unix version. You need to use AML to instruct the software to do certain tasks. Only advanced user can do it. But with Esri, they are more easier because they are already in a Windows environment. Bila dia buat dalam Windows PC, they are more user friendly. Compare dengan this kind of software PCI info ataupun yang run dekat sini lah, dekat info in Unix based version, quite difficult. Only advanced user are able to handle the software. Because you have to remember lots of instructions, commands. So, but in ArcView, they are more easier. Basically, ArcView released in 1991, but the popularity in 1992. So this is considered the first software in a very good GUI desktop environment. So dulu, software, when they want to sell, they put it into a box like this, a box. So in this box, they contain with the diskette. 1991 ni belum ada CD, tak ada lagi. So everything is diskette. Kali you pernah tengok lah diskette. Pernah tengok tak? Whether it's a 2.5 ataupun 5-inch size. But the size is very small, only 1.44 meg for one diskette. So inside this box contains the diskette and the books as the manual. So semua tu dulu bagi dalam bentuk buku-buku. So if you want to learn the software, you have to read lots of books here. So in the mid-1990s, Esri released the first of series of internet-based map servers that publish maps, data, and metadata on the web. So this laid the foundation for today's server-based GIS called ArcGIS Server and Swiss online web services called ArcWeb Services. Internet started early 1990s. So Esri have to follow the technology, because once they have internet, the data can be shared, the application can be served to many people. So in 1997, Esri embarks on an ambitious research project to re-engineer all of its GIS software as a series of reusable software objects. So several hundred years of developments. Later, ArcInfo version 8 was released in December 1999. So tadi info release tahun berapa? Tadi 1980 something kan, start from Unix, kemudian PC Info, but in 1999 they started release the version Info. So from version 1 until version 7, um, dia gunakan konsep yang lama lah. But Info version 8 released in 1999, right? But before that, Esri released or launched Esri websites in 1994. Kalau you tengok dia punya first website, ni zaman-zaman dulu lah, style kartun, very static. Dia punya dia banyak dalam bentuk image, but you can click on that image, and so each section represent the link, so that you can go to the next page. Right, and then in 1996, Esri launched or produced their first component, called map object. Kalau you tengok last lecture, we already mentioned about map object. Kalau you ingat lagi, map object. So what is the components? So this is considered as a library that you developer use to produce another software, or application. So kalau dalam konsep building constructions, kalau you nak bangunkan bangunan, you have to buy the cements, kan, semen, besi ke apa ke, so you don't have to produce your own cement, konkrit ke, sebelum dia jadi konkrit dia perlu ada semen, so you save lot of time. Kalau katakan you nak buat rumah, you kena beli kayu. Kalau tak ada kayu, you kena pergi masuk hutan, tebang pokok, buat sendiri, potong-potong pokok tu tadi jadikan kayu. So that's the concept lah. So you reduce lots of time. So developer don't have to coding from zero, coding from scratch. So they just reuse the software or the component that been developed by others. For example, one of the example is map objects from Esri. So developers save lot of time. Okay, in April 2001, Esri began shipping ArcGIS 8.1. Tadi 1999, the first version of ArcGIS version 8. Kita tengok balik tadi. Sorry. Version 8 still using ArcInfo as the name, but version yang ini 8.1 dia dah use ArcGIS. So the process of transition from ArcInfo to ArcGIS. So kita kena faham lah. Alright. So ArcGIS 8.1 is a family of software products that form a complete GIS built on industry standards that provide powerful yet easy to use capabilities right out of the box. Then in 2004, they produced ArcGIS version 9 and saw the addition of ArcGIS Server and ArcGIS Online as part of ArcGIS that Esri hosts in its own server and make accessible to users over the web. So basically, GIS on the cloud started in 2000. According to Esri lah, started in 2004. Tapi masa ni dia masih tak panggil ArcGIS Online as the name. Okay, so this is one of the products, ArcGIS 9 in 2004. So masa tu kalau siapa nak beli software, they have to buy in a box. Walaupun masa ni internet dah ada, tapi masih the software sell in a box. Kalau sekarang tak adalah kot. Alright, although developed as a complete system, GIS 9 is a portfolio of products and is available in individual parts. So software, usually they divided into these platforms, whether it's a desktop, mobile, server, or online. Even until today juga lah, dia punya license are divided into this category. If you what type of a platform or environment that you want to use, whether it's a desktop, mobile, server, or online, ataupun sekarang dia gunakan cloud, cloud services. And a typical software for ArcGIS, they are divided into these segments. Of course, at the top we call it the header ataupun the punya title, with the menu and the sub-menu icons, for shortcuts, to access certain tools. And then we have TOC, table of contents. Then we have a toolbox for geoprocessing. So the biggest area here is the maps area, and then we have a float for graph, for model, for creating model. You can use model builder, and then you can see catalog metadata and also tables. Have you used model builder? Dah baca spatial analysis Dah belajar? Bila semester lepas? Spatial analysis. Siapa ajar?
Camp dengan Dr. Suhaibah.
Dia tak ajar model builder. Nah ni, gunakan ni, model builder dalam ArcGIS.
Tak ada. Saya pernah buat tu pun Dr. Hazina ajar waktu di IP dulu. Model builder tu. Yang tarik-tarik tu.
Sepatutnya diajar dengan lanjut dalam spatial analysis.
Oh, tak ada. Spatial analysis tak ada.
Okay, tak apalah. Nak buat macam mana? Tak ajar. Sebab saya sebab saya tak ajar spatial analysis, kan? Tapi one of the main components if you are using ArcGIS is this, the model builder. Because this is a GUI environment, to create the model, but behind of this model is a Python. Belakang ni ada script dalam bentuk Python. So you can see the script lah ataupun the codes, and you can customize it. Why you need to use model builder? Tapi since tak belajar, cuma dia nak jawab. Kan? Okay, so usually for repetitive data, because some institution ataupun some staff, they receive data change daily basis. Ada orang dia duduk satu tempat tu, dia kerja satu tempat, data dia datang setiap hari. Data yang sama, tapi change lah. Dia punya variable tetap, but the data change. So they have to do similar analysis every day. Benda yang sama, repetitive. For example, they want to study patterns about land use change. They want to study about populations, or for example like COVID, kan? So dia punya variable tu tetap, but the data change. Ada tempat hari ni banyak, ada tempat tu ada besoknya hari tu, besoknya pula dia bertambah, so dia turun naik. So they have to do the similar analysis every day. So they can use model builder. Just a few clicks, read the data, then do lots of analysis, a sequence of analysis. Okay. Kadang-kadang you kena buat selection, lepas selection you kena buat overlay, lepas tu you buat next analysis, next. Ada banyak, mungkin ada 5 to 10 type of analysis, and then you can simply combine the sequence of analysis in the model builder. Okay, although your data change. So your work will be more easier. With just one click, then you wait. Kan? Tunggu dia habiskan punya analysis. Okay? It depend on the size lah. Okay? Depend on the data size. Okay? Kadang-kadang just a few seconds finish. Kadang-kadang you need few hours. Kadang-kadang few days baru habis. Kan? So just one click, relax lah lepas tu pergi minum-minum. Tapi sekarang bulan puasa kan, so tunggu dulu. So dulu saya buat banyak kerja macam ni lah, doing some analysis, just a few click. Okay, kita tidur dulu, tunggu dia nak siap kan. Tapi before that, coding take times. Coding tu testing, coding, bukan coding, apalah, do the scripting kan. Scripting take time, test sana, test ini, make sure the everything correct, and then we do for live data ataupun real data. Yang paling susahnya the first part lah, to develop the model builder, to code, change sana, change sini, so make sure that everything, the punya variable are correct, and then after that the work will be more easier. Itu paling penting lah, the first part tu. Okay, continue. So Esri has built plug-in extensions such as 3D analyst, spatial analyst, network analyst, and extra. And so they have lots of extensions in ArcGIS. So which add new functional capabilities to the main desktop products. Basically, the what we call as the software extension, they also being used in the previous software, in ArcInfo, even in ArcView. Remember tadi ada satu software package named ArcView. Kali tengok balik tadi nanti. So ada satu for PC based environment. So ada satu software produced by Esri named ArcView. The ArcView is not similar with Arc in the ArcGIS. The lain kategori. Tapi function sama saja. Kita tengok sama saja. Okay, there is a desktop runtime called ArcGIS Engine, which is a set of software components that developers can use to build custom application and embed the GIS functions in other applications. Okay, remember last week I also mentioned about ArcGIS Engine. Okay, so the software developer can use this ArcGIS Engine to develop another custom application. Alright. Next is ArcGIS Server is also a scalable set of products, namely ArcGIS Server Basic, Standard, and Advanced. Even in many of the GIS software that being produced by Esri, they are divided into these three categories: basics, standard, and advanced. Kalau sekarang you pakai yang version yang tu, tak perasan pun. Dia selalunya kita terus pergi pada advanced. Okay, so depend on your license types and how much you pay, you will receive this version. Kalau bayar paling murah sekali, you dapat basics. Kalau dapat basic tu, there are many other tools or functions it's not available. Then standards, consider standards and normal functions. But for advanced, usually for those who want to do more editing, advanced editing, ataupun advanced analysis. So if you have to pay more lah. Since this company want to make money, so they control like that lah, kan? So the mobile products include ArcPads and ArcGIS Mobile. And to complete the feature, there are a suite of ArcGIS Online web services which provide data and applications to desktop, server, and mobile clients. Right? So ini antara package ataupun suites in the ArcGIS. Okay. So in the timeline, so in 2007, Esri reached millions with release of ArcGIS Explorer, providing GIS for everyone. One of the products being produced by Esri named as a ArcGIS Explorer. This is kalau if you remember last week I mentioned about satu yang package kategori dalam GIS software ni panggil viewer, software viewer. Okay. Viewer this you don't need license. Okay. So as I said last week, if you somebody give you a GIS data but you don't have software, and then you can install this kind of software, ArcGIS Explorer, install into your computer, and then you can view the data. Contoh lah. Contoh dia macam tu. So it's used for viewer the data, not doing and editing or further advanced analysis. Just view the data and do some simple analysis. Alright, 2010 ArcGIS Online being launched as a comprehensive mapping resource, providing web mapping and GIS to everyone with a browser. So 2010 they start using this name GIS Online. It's remain until today lah. So that is the era of kalau ikut tadi pun 2003 they already launched the software, but the name still not stated as a GIS Online. Okay, so Esri strive to make GIS more accessible by introducing GIS Explorer, a free tools for viewing and sharing your spatial information. So everyone can download ataupun install the GIS Explorer, because it's a free. So you can use it to view GIS data. As usually kita panggil de facto format. You remember de facto yang saya sebut minggu lepas? So people or users, if they want to transfer data to others, they have to produce or to export it in shapefile format. So anyone want to see the data, they have to install ArcGIS Explorer. So this is a marketing strategy juga. For those untuk semua orang gunakan satu standard data, then they give the software for free. Other free viewers followed, including application for smartphones. So into 2010, the release of ArcGIS version 10 marked a big step forward in helping GIS software users become more productive. And Esri also increased its support for users to access and share imagery data. So ArcGIS version 10 is a very, very old. It started in 2010 until today. Dah berapa tahun? Banyak tahun dah. 2010 sampai sekarang dah 12 tahun dah. Kan? Dah 12 tahun. The version 10. Don't you know when is the version 11 coming? Dah banyak sangat cerita tapi tak pernah keluar. Biasanya the major change will produce a major upgrade lah. Major upgrade. Something new. From version 1 until version 7, lepas tu version 8. But suddenly from version 8, version 8 they use ArcInfo, but in version 8.1 they rebranding it to ArcGIS. Okay. Daripada ArcInfo kepada ArcGIS. Okay. In 2012, GIS Online is a cloud-based mapping system that offers collaboration tools for cataloging, visualizing, and sharing geospatial information. Okay. Ini dia dah pergi more kepada what they call as a cloud. Okay. Term-term ni pada awalnya dia tak ada lagi. Walaupun dia dah started in 2003, the term cloud is not being used for dia punya popularity. Cloud. Sekarang ni, hanya after 2012 the name as a cloud baru dia jadi popular lah. So ArcGIS 10.1 enable users to deliver any GIS resource as a web service, putting geography information in the hands of more people. Ini version yang agak tinggi sikit, 10.1. So you can use data as a web service. So that means others website can access the data to display to do analysis or whatever. Dalam bentuk online. Alright, so this is the history of ArcGIS dalam bentuk timeline. Start from 1969 by Jack Benjamin. And then kali ini ada banyak version sebenarnya, ada banyak version. Susah sikit saya nak tengok yang mana satu betul. Tapi dia secara rough lah. Kadang-kadang year ni tak berapa tepat. Susah sikit. Okay, so in 1982 they launched ArcInfo unique versions. In 1989 they produced PC ArcInfo. With that can be used in DOS and Windows. 1992 they produced ArcView. The most famous ArcView is ArcView version 3.3. Kalau you tanya orang-orang lama, kebanyakannya dia masih simpan this version, ArcView 3.3. But still can be used of this version until today lah. Depend. Sebab dia run dalam 32 bits and most of the computer now is 64 bit. Depend on your setup. Sometimes they can run again, but maybe with some difficulties. Tapi ArcView 3.3 ni tak lama sebenarnya. Dia retired after a few years. No more. The maximum numbers is 3.3. Alright. 1999 we have GIS version 8.0. Kalau ikut sebenarnya dia katakan 8.0 ni masih gunakan nama ArcInfo. They change to 8.1 for ArcGIS. So that's why I said kalau you search kat internet, do some reading, ada banyak version. So ada banyak version. So I'm not very sure who is the correct one. Saya pun tak ingat sangat masa tu. Masa tu masih tak kisah sangat. Tak kisah pun version-version ni, doesn't matter. Kita pun tak beli, kita guna je kan. Then 2004 we have version 9, 2008 9.3, 2010 we have version 10. Cuma boleh ini agak consistent. For version 10 they started ataupun launched in 2010. Version 10.0. 2012 we have 10.1. Okay, more details of the this ArcGIS history timeline. Okay, 1982 we have ArcInfo. This is in Unix environments. 1986 for PC info. Okay. 1991, if you go for details for their package, dia ada macam tadi lah, dia ada coverage, dia ada grids, dia ada masuk lah dengan detail. Saya pun dah tak berapa ingat dah ni. Dulu guna tapi sekarang dah lama tak guna, dah tak ingat dah. Grid basically used for raster data, raster data in a cell-based data. So they can do this kind of analysis. Alright, this one 1991 ArcCADs, ArcCAD, because they also want to do some CAD analysis, ataupun CAD editing. So they have one package named as ArcCADs. 1991 they produce ArcView version 1 that that's apa kita panggil, they use the shape files as a de facto formats. Shape files, the acronym is SHP. Kalau you can tengok sekarang pun dia masih gunakan bila you want to deliver data or copying data from one place to another place, you have to get this set of shape file. A coverage ataupun grid dulu dia store dalam combination of E00, E00, dia punya extension .E00. 1994 we have info ArcStorm, kemudian 1995 ArcSDE for intermediate data relational database management system. So they already started ArcSDE. So still today, the ArcSDE still remain popular for the data storage. And 1986 we have map objects. 1999 we have View 3.2 with models and a few extensions. Extensions such as 3D analysis, spatial analysis, and network analysis. 1997 we have ArcView for Internet Map Server, for map services. 1999 we have Arc Internet Map Server, for map services again. 2001 we have GIS 8.1 that introduced the concept of geodatabase, dia punya data storage biasanya disimpan dalam bentuk .gdb. So 2006 we have GIS Server 9.2, and GIS 10.1 use the concept that launched in 2012, use the concept of cloud for ArcGIS Online. Right, so this is the history timeline. So as a GIS user, we need to understand, bukanlah nak kata you have to remember all of this, but you need to understand the progress of the GIS software development from Esri. Okay, so this is the version history of ArcGIS 10.x version. So it started from 2010. So we have 10 version 10 ataupun 10.0. So after that we have in 2012 we have 10.1. 2013 we have 10.2. 2014 we have 10.3. And in 2015 we have ArcGIS Pro version. Pro version. Okay, so then continue in February 2016 we have 10.4. January 2016 we have 10.5. January 2018 we have 10.6. And in June 2018 we have ArcGIS Tech Pro 2.2. Then in 2019 we have 10.7, and February 2020 we have 10.8. So ini antara the change of the versions from 2010 until 2020. So the recent version, I think is 10.8 kan? 10.8 point apa? 0.1 ke? Tak silap saya. Okay. Saya pun dah tak update yang latest. Letih nak update, asyik nak update je. Kan? Tapi tak banyaklah berubah. It depend on certain parts ataupun certain function. So every change basically change not very big area, only a small parts, usually for to update. Biasanya ada bugs lah. So the change of this version usually to remove certain bugs that already inside the software. But I think the latest is the ArcGIS Pro 2. Version 3, if I'm not mistaken. Siapa pernah guna ArcGIS Pro? Ada yang pernah guna tak? Nope. Yang lain tak pernah. Yang lain? Namanya? Tak juga. Siapa ya? Tapi you tahu dia ada tak? Tahulah kan? Cuma tak pernah guna. Okay. Okay, nanti saya bagi satu version lah untuk you try. You kena tahu jugalah sebab dekat market dekat luar sana orang dah mula guna ArcGIS Pro. Jangan. Tapi tak susah sebab kita dah belajar, dah biasa, dah familiar dengan ArcGIS environment. So the learning process is very fast. Okay, so today Esri employs more than 4,000 staff worldwide, over 1,900 of which are based at the worldwide headquarters in California, in the Redlands. So with 27 international offices, a network of more than 50 others international distributors, and over 2,000 business partners, Esri is a major force in the GIS industry. So Esri lead software architects named Scott Morehouse remains the driving force behind ArcGIS development, and he worked closely with Clint Brown as a product development director, and then David McGuire as a product director, and of course Jack Benjamin as the president. Okay, so this is Scott Morehouse. Okay, so they call it as the software developer and father of ArcGIS. Okay, ni kena tahulah setiap software, setiap benda kita ada orang yang the main people behind of it. Siapa yang buat, siapa yang bangunkan. Okay, orang JS kena tahulah. So this is the software architect for ArcGIS, Scott Morehouse. Okay, nanti you baca lah detail dia. Saya nak baca panjang sangat ni. So the software have its fundamental design philosophy. So the ArcGIS software has evolved considerably over the 2.5 decades of its existence as the underlying computer technologies and concepts and methods of GIS have advanced. So nevertheless, many of original design philosophies are still cornerstone of each new release. And not surprisingly, the original design goals have been supplemented by more recent additions, which today drive the software development process. So the fundamental design philosophies of ArcGIS is no particular order of significance. So they use these 6 fundamentals. The first one is a commercial of the chef COTS hardware. Number 2, multiple computer architectures. Number 3, GIS professional. Number 4, general tools box with customizations. Number 5, strong release control. And number 6, internationalize and localize. Right. The first of the philosophy. So commercial of the chef hardware. ArcGIS has always run on industry standards COTS hardware platforms. So they follow the change of the technology from Unix environment operating system to the PC base. And today we have a modern PC. So we have to follow. But unfortunately, they don't go to Apple community. So far tak ada lagi produk Esri in Apple. I'm not sure why. Mungkin dia ada reason dia. Sebab nak kita panggil nak coding ataupun nak ports the development to Apple, they have to recode back the software. So the hardware platform including computers and associated peripherals such as digitizers, scanners, and printers. And today, hardware is isolated by a layer of operating system software such as Windows, Linux, Solaris, and this constitutes much of the underlying computing platform on which the GIS software runs. So the OS, or the operating system, affords a degree of hardware neutrality. ArcGIS runs on well-established mainstream operating system and hardware platforms. Number two, multiple computer architectures. So part of the ArcGIS software system can run on desktop, server, mobile, and online. So the software can be configured to run standalone on desktop and mobile machines. So it can also be configured for work groups and enterprise use so that it can run as a client server and or distributed server-based implementation. So the newest release of the software is adept at exploiting the web and cloud-based as a platform for distributed solutions. So such as what you have done in your kemah latihan hukum, kemah latihan GIS hari tu. So you do your work in desktop. After that, you can simply upload the data to the ArcGIS online for data sharing. So it's create the easiest process for data sharing. Even if you have a server, you can put your data into the server, and then your clients can access the server to view the data, even to do certain analysis. Number three, GIS professionals. The target user for the core of ArcGIS is the GIS professional, loosely defined as a career GIS staff persons. The GIS professional often build and deploy professional GIS applications for end users. It doesn't matter their type of analysis, such as planners, utility engineers, military intelligence analysts, and marketing staff. So the software is also frequently incorporated in enterprise IT system by IT professional and is increasingly being used by consumers. But the members of the public, general public, with very limited GIS skills. So this is create a little bit problem lah. For if somebody who are not trained in GIS and want to use the GIS software, it's not the punya concept quite similar macam CAD, tapi it's not CAD. Kan? So here we have a specific data that we need to control, especially for networking data, or polygon-based data. So kalau data polygon, make sure it's a polygon, a closed polygon, kan? So that's why you need to create topology to do this kind of checking. But pada orang yang buat CAD, CAD, computer aided drawing, the data is just a graphics. They don't care about this problem. Even kalau you biasa main dengan AutoCAD, you don't care about the coordinate system. Doesn't matter sebenarnya bagi diorang. But for us, this is a big matter, the coordinate system. You cannot simply shift, scale, or rotate. Kan? Tak boleh. Kita tak boleh buat macam tu. Kan? Benda tak masuk, kita tarik sana, tarik sini, adjust sana, adjust sini. Tak boleh. Kita kena ada stand. Kalau benda tak okay, kita kata tak okay. Number 4, generic tools bulk with customizations. From the outset, ArcGIS was designed as a tools bulk of generic GIS tools. This means that functional GIS capabilities are engineered as self-contained software components or tools that can be applied to many different data sets and application workflows. So this makes the software very flexible and easily adaptable to many problem domains. Okay? So the downside to this is that the tools need to be combined into application solutions that solve problems, and this adds a degree of complexity. Okay? After this, maybe maybe not bila tak tahu lagi, maybe today or next lecture, you will see some solution that being developed in ArcGIS package. Okay, so some software even Esri produce some solutions. Solution ni kat sini dia specific software that for specific kind of application. Dia panggil sebagai solution based. To do certain work. So and you can simply customize according to this toolbox. Number 5, strong release control. ArcGIS is a software product, which means that it has a well-defined capabilities, extensive online help and printed documentation, and adds on material such as third-party scripts, application plugin, and extra. If you go to the Esri website ataupun dia punya forums, and you will simply found many third-party scripts. Banyak orang dah buat, dia letak dekat situ, so that you can simply download and use the scripts, and then you can modify it. Dulu saya pun banyak guna masa zaman VBA tu, VBA, Visual Basic for Application. So certain task yang saya nak buat, so just go to the forums, search for certain application or scripts, download and modify. So it's a shortcut process. And then they have a license agreement that control usage, and that is released under carefully managed version control. So this means that additions and update to the product are added only at a new release. And number 6, internationalized and localized. The core software is developed in English and is internationalized so that it can be localized into multiple locals. In terms of local languages, data types, documentation, data, and extra. According to them, they have 25 local languages, including Farsi, French, German, Hebrew, Japanese, Italian, Mandarin, Spanish, and Thai. But optionally, we don't have in Malay language. Mungkin awak lah nanti, kalau ada masa, nak translate term-term GIS, kan? Nama-nama function dalam ArcGIS, tukarkan kepada bahasa Melayu. Lepas tu kita pun sama-sama pening, tak tahu apa benda tu. Buffer, apa nak guna buffer? Agak-agak apa buffer dalam bahasa Melayu? Kalau macam overlay mungkin kita boleh panggil penindanan, penindihan, kan? Kalau buffer, penampan, penampan, betul lah, penampan. So ada banyak. Kalau kita biasa, kalau kita dah first time dengar, kita pun pening apa benda. Tapi baru ni kan ada sikit konflik antara Malaysia Indonesia di segi nak gunakan bahasa, bahasa Melayu pada peringkat dunia. Kita nak gunakan nama dia bahasa Melayu, tapi Indonesia kata dia nak nama bahasa Indonesia. Walaupun sebenarnya bahasa Indonesia pun trust dia bahasa Melayu, kan? Tapi dia salah, semua dia punya, gitu. Tapi dia antara populasi yang besar sebenarnya. Dia ada berapa? 200 million. 200 or 300 millions of population. Kan? Sangat besar. Compare dengan kita baru 30 something. So kitanya population kecil. Tapi tu pulanglah pada peringkat dunia. Nak guna which term? Bahasa Indonesia atau bahasa Melayu? Tapi trust ni mestilah bahasa Melayu. Alright, okay, so this is a good study juga. If you want to translate the terms, the names in GIS software to a local language. Sebab negara-negara lain dah buat, yang Malaysian version ni tak ada lagi. Banyak tu nak translate tu, bukan sikit. Alright, the RGS, the directions according to this platform, RGS Online's web-based application that combine data and functionality in a way that supplements the desktop, server, and mobile software which is installed on computers in users' organization. Okay, so if you put data in RGS Online, after that users, or your clients can simply access it through desktop, even from other server and also from mobile environment. GIS Mobile, a central piece of this effort is the development of a GIS server that is responsible for data management and running central applications, especially for mapping, geocoding, and routings. So the concept for GIS Mobile, they don't store the data locally, but they store the data in their server, ataupun dalam bentuk dia punya cloud. So it will be more easier as long as you are connected to the internet. Distributed GIS includes additional work on standards, both GIS domain specific and general IT, web services, especially XML, security for single sign-on authentication and integration APIs such as SQL, .NET, and Java. For distributed, for change of data, many still prefer to use as XML. Dia punya a common name, tapi sekarang dah macam-macam lah orang guna, seperti GML, even KML for data exchange. Tapi dia punya format dah betul XML. So each of use a new desktop user interface design and careful extension for user workflows combined with improvement in interactive performance should go some way to satisfy the requirement of usability in terms of GUI with Adobe Flex and Microsoft Silverlights. So to create the interface, you have many options. You can go to the Esri website and look for this. There are many options on how to create the interface, such as using Adobe Flex, Silverlight, and many others. This is a website interface. The Esri. I taken this one from Esri websites. So in this package, they have many options. A user can choose RGS Online, RGS Pro, RGS Enterprise, and another subdivision such as RGS Living Atlas. So they also go for this business, creating base map, from satellite images, or even from a few other series of maps. Then they focus on RGS apps. This is what I call as a solution base, for specific applications. And for those who want to enhance the capability of their software. So this is for developers. And then they have many others products such as Esri City Engines, for those who want to create 3D modeling, RGS Business Analyst, for businessmen who want to study about location-based markets, and then Insight for RGS, for jumpstart your spatial analytics, for those who want to study more about their data. And then a few others lah. Okay, this is also taken from Esri websites. The product that been created by Esri. So they have core products such as RGS apps, RGS Enterprise, RGS Hub, Living Atlas Online, GIS Pro, and then they have for specific users, RGIS for personal use, RGIS for student use. In US or even in Europe, students are advised to buy their own version. That's why they are the name RGIS for student. So you have to pay for a small amount of money, and then you can have your own version. Dulu pun masa saya kat UK pun dia orang advise lah untuk kita beli kita punya student. Tapi kita kena provide some evidence lah, such as a matrix card ataupun matrix ID number. So then they validate it, so we can have the version. Biasanya student version ni full package. Tapi kita kena macam sign some agreement lah. You cannot use it for to make money. Okay, the apps that they produce are divided into these 4 categories. The apps builder, apps for the field, apps for the office, and apps for the community. So ada banyak package for the apps, and then for contents, and also for the developer tools. So for developers, they have their APIs. Now they're divided into JavaScript and for Pythons. And then they have ArcGIS Runtime SDK. SDK stands for Software Development Kits, and Web App Builder for ArcGIS. So there are many package available. So tak semua pun saya tahu. Saya tak explore semua. Banyak juga tak tahu. Kalau ditanya pun banyak tak tahu. Right, and then ArcGIS Pro extensions. This is ArcGIS Pro. So they have a specialized extension that can be integrated with the ArcGIS Pro or activate. Usually depend on the license. So if you have the license, so you can activate it. And then ArcMap extension, quite similar tapi lebih banyak lagi lah. And then ArcGIS Enterprise Server extensions. So because we have divided it into desktop package, and server package. And so in the server they also have the extension. So that the software can serve several type of analysis according to these extensions. All right, and then as I said previously, the solutions, for example, like ArcGIS for AutoCAD, ArcGIS for Defense, ArcGIS Editor for OpenStreetMaps. So if you working with OpenStreetMap, you can install this version, ArcGIS Editor for OpenStreetMaps. Then you can simply work on the data. More easier. For those who are from electrics, you can use these electric utilities for emergency management, for full motion videos, ataupun pada gas utilities. So they create this kind of solution for specific use. Depend on what you are doing. So kalau you dah dalam this kind of industry, just use the software that they have developed. Okay, districting for ArcGIS, this is used usually by the untuk pilihan raya ni, SPR. You can use this one to create the boundary. Kadang orang banyak komplain, hari tu saya ngundi kat parlimen ni. Tiba-tiba dah tukar parlimen. Ini dia punya kerja ni. Dia playing around with the boundary. Dia dapat data, dia analyze. Okay, pandai lah dia orang. Okay. So that's why orang selalu complain, kejap tukar sana, kejap tukar sini kan. Especially bila you dekat border. Dekat border ni, dia play around. Tukar sana sikit, tukar anjak sana sikit, anjak sini. Okay. So they have to use a specific solution like this lah, restricting for GIS. And then one of the best is a geo collector for iPads. Ataupun iPad sendirilah for data collections. Okay. This is I think you already known about this GIS online. Tak perlu nak introduce lagi, semua dah guna. The inside of GIS, the first interface ataupun second, bukan first, second once you go inside. So this is the basic one. So you have base map, so that after that you can simply customize it. For those who have a good idea, ataupun any kind of idea, so you can contribute to Esri through these GIS ideas. Kalau yang tak tahulah, boleh cari ataupun search dekat Google GIS ideas. So you can post the idea. Mungkin one day Esri rasa, oh, your idea is very good. So mungkin dia bagi idea apalah kan. Mana tahu. Ataupun you ada banyak komplain, itu tak suka, ni tak suka, itu tak bagus, ni tak bagus, itu tak working, ni tak working. So you can post to these GIS ideas. Right. For those who want to learn more about the software, the package, the solutions, you can go to GIS resources. Because they have produced a very good videos tutorial on certain topics. For example, like this collector for GIS, 3D urban analysis using operation dashboard for GIS. So they have produced lots of video basically, so that you can learn more, learn more how to use the software properly. The problem is we don't use according to the right procedures. Kita ikut prosedur kita sendiri. Kan? Lepas tu dapatlah jawapan yang bukan-bukan. So kita rasa betul tapi mungkin tak betul. Yalah, kadang-kadang a series of analysis, sometimes they are not really correct. So in order to do the analysis, you have to follow the proper procedure. Okay, GIS resources in terms of forums, ada banyak sebenarnya forums that you can get involved actively. Dulu saya pernah juga involved, tapi kadang-kadang buang masa juga. Banyak kerja lain. Right, GIS this is a forums ataupun blog. Sorry, this is a blog that's usually as a pre-news. Kadang-kadang dia ada benda-benda dia nak launch, they want to so that they put it in the blog so that the users can know the latest news, what's going to happen. Antara contoh lah. Okay, this is what for helps. Instead of forum, dia ada juga lagi satu kat sini, helps. So if you have problem, you can go to this help area to get help. Depend on what you are using, the software package. And then Esri also have a very good platform for training. Dia ada banyak channel for to get training, to get learning of their software. And they are very active on this one. Some of the trainings are free, some are paid version. And once you finish with the training ni quite similar like tutorial, online tutorial. So they have a set of instructions and they also give the data for you to use. Pernah ikut tak? Pernah ikut tak tutorial training in Esri? Online training. Dia kata pernah, dia tak pernah. Okay, so tak apalah, nanti saya introduce you lagi dengan detail lah. Ada training in Esri. Dulu saya pernah join training dengan Esri, tapi basically one day course, one day punya kursus, it will cost you around RM1,000 per person. Kalau you pergi, dia punya tu average lah RM1,000 sehari. Mahal lah. Kalau you nak join, itu physical, not online. Saya pernah pergi Esri dekat PJ. So the costnya dekat RM1,000. Esri also before the COVID quite active, conducted seminar around Malaysia. So dia itu dah bentuk free sebab dia pun buat marketing of their software, walaupun dia orang dah tahu produk dia, tapi dia still keep doing marketing. Samalah macam ni, macam KFC, pizza, McDonald kan, still ada marketing, ada iklan kan, sama je konsep. So walaupun produk tu sudah popular, tapi dia still keep doing the marketing. Alright, this is option for you for developers. So there are many package that you can use in order to develop or extend the capability of GIS. You can use JavaScript, Android, iOS, Java, Mac OS. Secara sebenarnya macam tak tahu mengapa dia letak Mac OS, tapi macam macam tak ada je. Tapi sebab tak ada orang nak bangunkan sebenarnya. .NET, Qt, ini saya tak ingat apa maksud ni. REST and another symbol. So this is a few option lah. Package for RGIS developers if they want to develop their application. Okay, so one of the big problem is geocoding sebenarnya. Apa maksud geocoding? Dan pernah buat tak geocoding? Apa disebut tak pernah buat. Sepatutnya dalam spatial analysis, topik tu kena cover. Dia ada geocoding and reverse geocoding. Pernah dengarkan term ni? Masalah besar. Ini masalah negara ni kalau tak tahu. Is one of the main ataupun major functions. Contohnya, kalau kita ada data pada satu point, pada satu tempat, we want to know the address. We want to know the address. So the function of geocoding is to geocode the point and get the address. Setiap tempat tu dia ada style of addressing, tak sama. Even the state in Malaysia pun dia ada style masing-masing. Tapi sekarang quite standardized lah. Kan? Sebab kita dah guna tamannya. So dekat taman kita ni dah ada structure. Kita ada nombor rumah, nama jalan, nama taman. So that's standards. Tapi kalau macam kampung, dia susah sikit. Dia is not standardized. Kan, kalau kampung, kalau dulu zaman saya dulu duduk kampung, kita punya alamat dekat kedai. Kalau dulu, kalau siapa yang pernah duduk kampung, selalunya postman letak surat dekat kedai. Dia tak hantar sampai rumah. Kalau macam you orang semua dah duduk bandar, pergi tak tahulah. Saya dulu asal kampung je, kan? Rumah kita mas sebiji. Tapi postman tak hantar surat tu dekat rumah, dia hantar dekat kedai. So kalau kita nak tahu kita punya surat sampai tak sampai, kita kena pergi kedai, kita tengok selonggok surat, cari surat kita kat situ. Okay. So that's problem lah. Tapi the situation here is in geocoding, you want to know the address for each point. Okay, so the functions will geocode you. Okay, so for reverse geocoding, kalau reverse geocoding the other way, okay, you have address in attribute dalam bentuk tables ke, list in table ataupun dalam mana-mana dalam documents. You want to know their coordinates. Okay, so tadi kalau ada point base, you have point. So the behind the point is the coordinate, whether it's a x, y, nothing is thing ataupun latitude, longitudes. But you want to know the address, dalam bentuk attributes. Okay, so that's the process. Yeah. Sebab sekarang data makin banyak, data makin banyak, so our data can come dalam this kind of forms. Points data dalam bentuk coordinates, and what you want to know the address. Okay, so you have to do geocoding, but reverse geocoding the other way. Okay, you have address, you have address, then you want to know dia punya coordinates. Itu kena explore jugalah, you kena tahu. Mungkin nanti kalau kerja pergi LI ke ataupun kerja betul nanti bos suruh buat, tak tahu. Saya dah lepas tanggungjawab, saya dah cerita. Okay, ini sepatutnya cover dalam spatial analysis. Okay. Alright, this is antara produk lagi lah dalam RGIS, RGIS online yang you dah tahu quite good. Okay, RGIS Enterprise, ini pun kita tak ada package ni, tapi quite similar lah how they do the works. Okay, mungkin after this we have to work ataupun learn about RGIS Pro. Sebab market sekarang dah pergi ke arah ni. And based on what I've read, in the future, RGIS Pro will take over RGIS desktop version. Itu akan itu antara ura-ura daripada cerita-cerita blog, forum semua. Tapi tak tahulah, tak terjadi lagi sampai sekarang. So after this, semua orang akan pergi pada sinilah, tapi tak tahu bila. And as a GIS professional, or GIS students, we should be very good on this topic, GIS for developers. Walaupun you mungkin takkan jadi seorang programmer, tapi you need to know the process, how to develop the application, how to develop the software for our user ataupun our customer. So I think I finished on this topic, the introduction of the GIS Software Vendors, and then the Esri products, the Esri, who is Esri and their products. Okay, so I cannot finish the lecture. Baru 67 slides out of 160. Total slide dia 116. So tak boleh habis. So saya kena continue this Thursday. Okay, lagi pun masa dah nak habis dah. Okay. Alright. So after this we will go to introduce you about Intergraph, and a few others GIS software vendors yang quite popular. Right. Ada soalan? Nabia kata kalau kelas programming SEM ni baru belajar. Belajar apa ni Nabia? Geocoding? Oh. Takkan dalam programming belajar geocoding? Macam tak betul. Okey, tak apalah. Tapi yalah. Sebab bidang kita ni banyak benda kan, banyak benda sangat yang mungkin ada lecturer yang tak sempat nak cover lah. Cuma saya nak beritahu ada benda-benda yang penting yang you kena tahu. Geocoding tu penting. Geocoding and reverse geocoding. Dia punya understanding tu kena faham. Even topologi kan. Topologi tu you kena master. Kena betul-betul faham macam mana nak buat topologi. The polygon based and also for the network based topology. Kan dah pernah buat kan shortest path. Okay, kalau dah pernah buat fahamlah tu. Shortest path and fastest path analysis. Okay, ada soalan?
Doktor,
Ya.
untuk assignment 1 punya Google Form tu, kena tunjuk doktor kan?
Ulang balik.
Untuk assignment 1 tu kan, Google Form tu setiap group kena tunjuk doktor
Okay,
Google Form tu.
sebenarnya saya nak awak buat standardize. Satu saja Google Form. Faham tak? Satu je sebab kita nak standardize. Cuma bila dekat bahagian atas tu ataupun early stage tu dia ada option kepada 4 tu. So nanti bila you buat analysis, just analyze nanti according to the type of the four tadi tu.
Ikut yang ni lah, private,
Ya.
public semua tu.
Private, government sectors, private sectors, research kan. Research punya tu dengan juga individu. So kalau tidak nanti saya tak nak you banyak, kita tak nak terlalu banyak soalan kan, dan you tak nak buang masa sangat nak buat design dia punya form tu. That's why you kena work in a team lah supaya dia jadi cepat.
Standardize
Dah
dengan
siap ke
semua
draft?
group. Dah kot. Nanti.
Kalau dah nanti bagi saya tengok, saya boleh review dan you boleh start posting.
Alright.
Kadang-kadang you kena buat satu pilot dulu. Mungkin select just few lah, mungkin cari 5 to 10 respondents, tengok dia punya answering, dia punya jawapan. Kena tengok dia punya jawapan style dia tu kan, supaya dia tak merapu jawapan dia. Itu proses lah. Basic, bila kita buat survey, kita kena buat kerja macam ni dulu. Kena test. Do some test. Adakah dia... Tapi testing ni kita mungkin kena reject lah. Ataupun kalau jawapan dia okey, kita accept. Terus. Kalau jawapan merapu, kita buang. Bukan part Google. Saya prefer hari tu guna satu saja. Sebab lebih senang. Kalau tidak, nanti you ada banyak series of answering question. That's why saya lantik Nabiha untuk satu kan sahaja. Tapi bila bahagian analysis, that's why we go for 4. So untuk analisis tu nanti baru ada ketua untuk tu. Nak tengok bagaimana nak analyse. You dah buat 4 form.
Oh, jadinya satu group satu form tu send kat BH ke apa untuk dia sini ke macam mana?
Nanti bila untuk posting kan, sebab you dah dapat you dah ada list kepada tu kan. Bila posting tu you dah ada you punya target respondent. Okay, kalau orang yang tengok pada government sectors, dia dah ada respondent, list of respondents for government sectors. Untuk private sectors dia dah ada. So dia hanya post kepada direct. Dia tak boleh post pada public. Kecuali group yang study pada public. Kepada public tu dia quite open lah. Boleh faham ke tak faham ni? Kalau tak faham awak kena tanya ni. Nanti saya tak nak awak buang masa nanti. Sebab ini ialah assignment je kan. Tapi dia real data. Kita nak real data. Ada yang tak sempat. Siapa lagi yang tak sempat? Sekejap. Okey. Ni pergi mana? Ada lagi? Ni ada lagi 2 orang lagi ni. Okay, ada soalan lain?
Buat masa ni okey kot.
Okey.
Nanti
Okey, bila boleh tengok draft? Sebelum you post.
Oh,
malam
kita
ni
orang
kot.
kena bincang balik dulu jadual tu.
Kena compare
Ada
soalan
perubahan.
dulu dengan ni.
Okey, boleh. Tapi kalau boleh by end of this week kita dah boleh post lah. Tapi kita kena buat testing dulu. Once you ready dengan draft, bagi saya tengok. Lepas tu kita buat testing, tengok orang boleh understand tak apa dia punya soalan-soalan dia. Kan? Yang penting dia boleh faham apa yang kita nak capai daripada survey tu. Okay? Alright, with that, thank you very much. Kita jumpa lagi next week pula, hari Khamis. Ya. Saya sudah ingin wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih.
Alright, salam. Terima kasih, Doktor.
Sama.
Doktor.
Thank you, Doktor. Thank you.